this group of intellectuals, they want to know everything.
Oh, okay, good. Active group is good. I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. All right, well, I'll just say a few words about the exhibit we have up front, and then you're welcome to walk around the gallery and take a look at other pieces. This is the Jean Albano Gallery. I'm Sarah, if you have any questions. Jean has been in business for about 25 years in the River North area. So she shows a variety of mid-career artists. She doesn't exactly show the up-and-coming young artists. She shows artists that have been showing for a while and are established. Right here we have Gladys Nilsson. She is our solo show. Today was supposed to be the last day, but we've extended the show for another week, so it will be up through July 7th. Gladys was part of the Chicago Imagist movement in the mid-60s. They were a group of artists that went to the Art Institute of Chicago and showed together at the Hyde Park Art Center in the mid to late 60s. They kind of created a name for themselves. Carl Worsum, Roger Brown, Ed Paschke, all these artists are associated, Jim Nudd, with the movement. And what set them apart was basically that they didn't run off to New York City the minute they finished art school, which was radical at the time. So, Gladys works primarily in watercolor, and some of the more recent pieces have gouache as well. The show surveys about 25 years of her, the past 25 years of her artistic career. A few of the earlier pieces are concentrated on this wall here. We've actually had such a wonderful, successful show that we rehung it. A lot of the pieces have left us already, so you're seeing sort of the second edition of this show. In the back, you're welcome to go all the way back. We show Carl Worsum, who with Gladys was part of the Imagist movement. There's also work by Jules Pfeiffer back there and Bill Malden, two editorial cartoonists that you may or may not be familiar with. So I encourage you to go all the way back, ask me questions.
In relation to musicians?
I don't know, sorry.
She's into kind of weird stuff.
Anyway.
Fun, yeah.
Wonderful.
This is very, as I say, watercolor is a technique that we all artists go through, but very, very few of them really work in it.
It's true, and Gladys works almost exclusively in watercolor. This is her medium of choice.
These be called works on paper or just watercolor, or either? Or?
They could be either or. Painting, you could call them paintings. I mean, you could call them. I think when you start to call things works on paper, you somehow imply that they're a little less important than a painting. And with Gladys being this is the only medium she works in, I think it's fair to call them paintings, especially when you approach something that's 40 by 60 inches. That's a very large piece. It has a presence, just as large of a presence as a painting.
See, often these works are more expensive than a real painting because when we prepare them for exhibition, normally they have to have acid-free matting. Often this is plexiglass instead of glass, and then the framing. So every time we have something, a work in paper, implies a lot of expenses for the gallery or for the artist. Wherever is when there is an oil on canvas, often we get away just with a stretcher in the back of the painting just to keep it there together. But these works, often the amount of investment that it goes into it is very high.
What is like that one, for instance, cost?
That one is $5,500 for this size one.
And how old is she, about 70 or?
Maybe a little younger than, I don't think she's quite 70 yet, but she's in her mid-60s, mid to late 60s.
The good thing about works like this, most people tell us that they buy artwork because they love art. But in reality, a lot of them, when they sign you a check for more than $1,000, they want to know the history of the artist. So deep inside, a lot of people are already thinking about, careful with that one.
Yeah, that wall is not a real wall.
you know, that buying art, even if you love it, it can be a great investment for you. So often artist displays in galleries like this one, you know, it's more likely that it's going to have a return for you. Like you're spending $5,500 in this painting, and you never know, you know, how much value this painting will gain in the next 5 to 10 years. We have a collector that he got a painting by Frida Kahlo that one of my
Frida
friends
Kahlo?
saw
Oh.
for $40,000, and now it was sold for $3 million.
Oh. Wow.
I'll buy one of those.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll take
this is
another
a
one
good
of those.
opportunity. That is in tune with this type of work. There are many artists here, but when you look at it, a lot of them look very similar in some ways. You know, but you can see that this is a more free spirit gallery. Yet the artists are very good.
She went to the art institute as well. Carl Burson, he's the kind of red-faced figure
Yeah.
on the center wall, and then also the black frame. He is Chicago, of course. Bill Malden is not a native of Chicago, but he worked for the Sun-Times for about 40 years. So he lived here for a good part of his life. I think that's about it. Oh, Pascal, who does these figures, these clay figures, also not a native, but he lives and works here now.
Sold individually or are they set?
It depends on the piece. The red dresses are sold individually. The male and female are sold in pair.
Do you participate in software?
We do usually, yes. I'm not sure about this year, but we have
What's the ballpark of one of those sets?
3,200
Or just one set?
for the set.
And that's what you call fabric, right?
No, actually, that's paper.
Okay. All in.
Most of these artists in the gallery are from Chicago.
It's about half and half. We have a kind of a core group of Chicago artists, and then a lot of them, like Jules Pfeiffer is New York all the way. You know, he's definitely a New Yorker. And we have some West Coast artists as well.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you for
Any
coming.
questions?
Our next opening is July 13th, which is the big vision opening.
Yes, I give them a link.
Okay, great.
Coffee for you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.